there guys, gals, non-binary pals, GM Potter here, and today we are going over Laziness Does Not Exist by Devon Price, PhD. So this book was recommended to me by a dear friend, because I've been going through some health issues and running into a lot of I can't do this and I can't do that, and I've just been feeling guilty and not myself because of that. And they're like, you should read this book, it'll really help you. So let's get into it. So this book is basically goes over all the ways that laziness is essentially a puritanical conspiracy theory, for lack of a better phrase. That when we feel like we're being lazy, it's probably because our body needs the rest. That if you push yourself and push yourself and push yourself, you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to get sick, and you're going to stay sick, you're going to not perform. Like, there's the phrase that I heard I don't know how many times growing up: good, better, best, never stop to rest until the good is better and the better best. And, well, once you get to the point where you reach exhaustion, it's not your best anymore. You need to do your best, which looks different for everybody, but once you reach the point of exhaustion, once you reach the point where you're hurting yourself, it's no longer your best, and you really should take a break. Um, this book has some really great quotes in it. When we don't give ourselves enough time to relax, the powerful urge to zone out and lose focus bleeds into our everyday lives. Fighting depression is a full-time job. So one of the things that people who are quote-unquote lazy gets talked about is that there's procrastinators, there's the apathetic, and there's the depressed. Well, depression is a full-time job. I struggle with depression. I have bipolar 2, and I struggle with depression not as much as I used to. I'm well medicated. I have a good mix of meds and a good medical team taking care of me, but depression is a full-time job. And if you're fighting depression, you're not being lazy. You're doing what your body needs to do to get better. You're doing what you can. And the idea that something that someone in my life likes to say is, I'm like, well, I should be doing this and I should be doing that. She's like, stop shooting on yourself. Like, just stop shooting on yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to do anything. You don't should do. Like, life isn't a game of, well, I should, well, I should, well, I should. It's, well, what do you need to do? If you need to do it, yeah, maybe do it. But if you need rest, if you can't do something because you're physically unable, because you're in a place where your body can't, that's okay. And right now I can't work because of medical problems. Part of why I'm batch filming, you may have noticed I'm wearing the same outfit and same makeup in a lot of these videos, is because I'm getting a lumbar puncture on December 14th. So I'm filming these ahead of time so I can give myself the time I need to relax and rest and recuperate. I also have a doctor's appointment on the 15th with a different doctor. So, yeah, it's something. And I need the time to rest and recuperate and relax and get better. And that's okay. And this book has helped me realize that when I run into can't, because I'm used to, I'm how do I phrase this? I'm one of those former gifted and talented children that, the burnt out gifted children. I'm one of those, basically. That I got praised for taking on more than I probably should have done. I did Girl Scouts, and I did serving at my church, and I volunteered for the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts, and I did music, and I did art, and I did my own thing, and I volunteered at animal shelters, and I put together care packages for the homeless shelter and the women's shelter, and I did service projects. Every instant of my growing up life was filled with activities. And a couple of times in high school, I just burnt out. My dad told me that I was working on a paper, like I had a doctor's appointment in the morning, and then I was putting the final touches on my term paper. And he came in, and I was just collapsed over the computer desk. Like, just. And I guess I fell asleep. I was so exhausted and so tired that I just crashed. And I hadn't been staying up late. I hadn't been getting up early, not any later than I normally stayed up, and not any earlier than I normally got up. I just ran into can't. And I wonder how much of me being a not sickly child, but I was sick a lot growing up, was a result of can't. But the society that we live in, the society that we're in, praises people for taking on too much, that it's something admirable, that it's something good, that doing too much, that doing it all and having it all and being it all is the thing that you should aspire to. And when you run into can't, you feel guilty and you feel worthless, and all of a sudden all the things that you've wrapped up your self-worth in go away, and it's awful. And it hurts. It really truly hurts, because all of a sudden you just can't. And when you run into can't, you start shitting on yourself, and you start saying, well, I should be doing laundry, and I have laundry that needs to be folded. I should be folding laundry right now. And I didn't realize how hard I was pushing myself and how hard I've been putting pressure on myself until I read this book. And I really should take the time to like, I'm home from work right now, and I'm still trying to do things. I'm still pushing myself, and maybe I shouldn't be. That if you have a day off, maybe you should just do nothing. Maybe that's what your body needs. Maybe that's what your brain needs, is a break and a rest, and something that's actually restful. Like, instead of sitting there and scrolling on your phone and seeing all the things on social media or on the news that everybody else is doing, and working yourself into a low-grade frenzy about all the things you should be doing until you feel so restless and so guilty that you have to go do something. Just rest. Read a book. Take a nap. Take a nap. Like, something. So, this book really opened my eyes and made me see things. Um, have you read Laziness Does Not Exist? Have you run into the can't, where you physically can't do anything anymore? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.